First contact. The day the aliens arrived was like any other for Dr. Samantha Chen. She was in her lab at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, poring over data from the latest Mars rover mission. The first sign that something extraordinary was happening came when her computer screen flickered and went dark. Then, every electronic device in the building shut down simultaneously. Samantha rushed to the window, her heart pounding. What she saw made her breath catch in her throat. A massive, silvery craft hovered silently over the Los Angeles skyline, its surface shimmering like liquid metal. Smaller ships, sleek and dart-like, circled beneath it. "It's really happening," she whispered, her mind racing with a mixture of fear and excitement. Years of searching the stars, sending out signals, and waiting for a response had finally paid off. But now that first contact was here, Samantha realized humanity was woefully unprepared. Within hours, similar ships appeared over major cities worldwide. Panic ensued as governments scrambled to respond. Military forces were mobilized, but their weapons proved ineffective against the advanced alien technology. It seemed humanity was at the mercy of these visitors from the stars. 3 days after their arrival, the aliens finally made contact. Their message, broadcast simultaneously in every language on Earth, was simple: "We come in peace. We seek an ambassador to represent your world. Choose wisely." The United Nations convened an emergency session to select Earth's representative. After heated debates and tense negotiations, they reached a surprising decision. Dr. Samantha Chen, with her background in astrophysics and her calm, analytical approach to the alien arrival, was chosen to be humanity's ambassador. Samantha stood before the UN Assembly, her voice steady despite her racing heart. "I accept this responsibility with humility and determination. I will do everything in my power to represent Earth and all its inhabitants to the best of my abilities." As she left the UN building, Samantha was mobbed by reporters. "Dr. Chen, how do you feel about being chosen? Are you afraid of the aliens? What will you say to them?" She pushed through the crowd, her mind focused on the monumental task ahead. Back in her apartment, Samantha packed a small bag with essential items. She had no idea what to expect or how long she would be gone. As she zipped up the bag, her eyes fell on a framed photo of her parents. Both scientists, they had inspired her love for space and the unknown. "I wish you were here," she murmured, touching the glass gently. The next morning, a sleek alien shuttle landed in Central Park. Samantha approached it, flanked by UN security personnel and government officials. The craft's smooth surface rippled, and an opening appeared. A tall, slender figure emerged, its skin a pale lavender hue. Large, almond-shaped eyes regarded Samantha with what seemed like curiosity. "Greetings, Ambassador of Earth," the alien said, its voice melodious and androgynous. "I am Zar Caloria, emissary of the Galactic Confederation. Are you prepared to journey with us?" Samantha took a deep breath and stepped forward. "I am ready," she said, her voice clear and confident. As she entered the shuttle, Samantha felt the weight of humanity's future on her shoulders. The craft's interior was unlike anything she had ever seen, with organic-looking controls and pulsing lights that seemed to react to her presence. Zar Caloria gestured to a seat that formed out of the wall. "Please make yourself comfortable. The journey to our homeworld will take several of your Earth days." As the shuttle lifted off, Samantha watched her home planet shrink in the viewscreen. The blue marble of Earth, so familiar and yet so fragile, slowly faded into the star-speckled blackness of space. During the journey, Samantha tried to learn as much as she could about the aliens and their civilization. Zar Caloria was surprisingly forthcoming, explaining that the Galactic Confederation was an alliance of various spacefaring species. Earth was being considered for membership, but there were protocols to follow and tests to pass. "Your world is young," Zar Caloria said, "and your species has much to learn, but we see great potential in humanity. That is why we have come." Samantha absorbed every detail, asking questions about alien technology, culture, and history. She was fascinated by the descriptions of worlds beyond her imagination, gas giants with floating cities, ocean planets teeming with sentient aquatic life, and even beings of pure energy. As they approached the alien homeworld, Samantha's excitement grew. The planet loomed large in the viewscreen, a swirling marble of purple and green. "Welcome to Zar Caloria," Zar announced, the heart of the Galactic Confederation. The shuttle descended through wisps of lavender clouds, revealing a landscape that took Samantha's breath away. Towering spires of crystal and metal reached into the sky, while vehicles that looked like shimmering bubbles zipped between them. Parks of alien vegetation added splashes of vibrant color to the cityscape. They landed on a platform high above the city. As Samantha stepped out, she felt the alien gravity, slightly lighter than Earth's, and breathed in air that smelled faintly of cinnamon. A group of aliens, similar in appearance to Zar, but with subtle variations in skin tone and features, waited to greet them. One stepped forward, its bearing regal and commanding. "I am Vorkex, High Chancellor of the Galactic Confederation. Welcome, Ambassador of Earth, to our world." Samantha bowed slightly, remembering the protocol Zar had taught her. "Thank you, High Chancellor. I am honored to represent my planet and my species before you." Vorkex's large eyes studied her intently. "You have been chosen to speak for your entire world. A great responsibility rests upon you, Dr. Samantha Chen. The fate of Earth's inclusion in the Galactic Confederation may well depend on your words and actions." Samantha felt a chill run down her spine at the Chancellor's words. She realized that this was more than just a diplomatic mission. It was a test, not just of her, but of all humanity. "I understand, High Chancellor," she replied, her voice steady. "I am ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead, for the sake of my world and for the hope of a brighter future among the stars." Vorkex nodded, a gesture eerily similar to a human's. "Very well, you will be given quarters to rest and prepare. Tomorrow, you will be presented to the Galactic Council, where Earth's petition for membership will be formally heard." As Samantha was led to her accommodations, her mind raced with questions and possibilities. What would the Council ask of her? How could she convince them that humanity, despite its flaws and its youth as a spacefaring species, deserved a place among the stars? She spent the night reviewing everything she knew about human history, achievements, and potential. When sleep finally came, her dreams were filled with alien worlds and the hope of a united galaxy. The next morning, Samantha stood before the massive doors of the Galactic Council chamber. She smoothed down her suit, a blend of human fashion and alien aesthetics provided by her hosts, and took a deep breath. "Remember," Zar said beside her, "speak from your heart as well as your mind. The Council values honesty and passion as much as logic and knowledge." Samantha nodded, grateful for the alien's guidance. The doors swung open silently, revealing a vast circular room. Tiered seating rose around a central platform, each tier filled with beings of incredible diversity. Some were humanoid, others utterly alien, from crystalline entities to what appeared to be sentient clouds of gas. As Samantha walked to the center of the platform, she felt the weight of countless alien eyes upon her. This was it, the moment that would define humanity's place in the cosmos. High Chancellor Vorkex's voice rang out, clear and commanding. "Esteemed members of the Galactic Council, I present to you Dr. Samantha Chen, Ambassador of Earth. She comes before us to plead her world's case for inclusion in our confederation. Ambassador, you may begin." Samantha took a deep breath, looked around at the assembled alien dignitaries, and began to speak. Her voice, amplified by unseen technology, filled the chamber. "Honored members of the Galactic Council, I stand before you not just as an individual, but as a representative of my entire species. Humanity is young, and we have made many mistakes in our history. We have fought wars, damaged our planet, and often failed to live up to our own ideals." She paused, noticing murmurs among some of the alien representatives. Then she continued, her voice growing stronger. But we have also achieved great things. We have created art that touches the soul, music that stirs the heart, and literature that expands the mind. We have pushed the boundaries of science and technology, venturing from our planet's surface to the depths of our oceans and the furthest reaches of our solar system. Samantha gestured expansively, her passion evident in every word. We are a species of dreamers and explorers, always seeking to understand more about our universe and our place within it. And now, standing here before you, we realize that we are not alone in that quest. She went on to describe humanity's greatest achievements: the eradication of diseases, the development of renewable energy sources, the first tentative steps into space. But she also spoke honestly about Earth's problems, ongoing conflicts, environmental challenges, and social inequalities. We do not claim to be perfect, Samantha said, her voice softening. But we are striving every day to be better, to learn from our mistakes, to heal our planet, and to create a more just and equitable society for all our people. As she spoke, Samantha noticed a change in the atmosphere of the chamber. The initial skepticism she had sensed from some of the alien representatives seemed to be giving way to interest and even admiration. In joining the Galactic Confederation, she continued, we hope not only to learn from your advanced civilizations, but also to contribute, to share our unique perspective, our creativity, our indomitable spirit. We believe that the diversity which has been both a challenge and a strength for humanity can also enrich the Confederation. Samantha's voice rose with conviction as she reached her conclusion. We stand ready to take our place among the stars, to work alongside you all for the betterment of not just our world, but all worlds. We ask for the chance to prove ourselves, to show you the best of what humanity can be. She paused, looking around at the alien faces, some familiar in structure, others utterly foreign. Thank you for this opportunity. We await your judgment with hope and humility. As Samantha finished speaking, the council chamber fell silent. She stood there, heart pounding, waiting for a response. Then gradually, a sound began to build. It took her a moment to realize what it was: applause. Not just from hands, but from tentacles, pincers, and other alien appendages. The sound swelled, filling the chamber with a thunderous show of approval. High Chancellor Vorkex raised a hand, and the applause died down. You have spoken well, Ambassador Chen. The Council will now deliberate on Earth's petition. Please wait outside until we have reached a decision. As Samantha was led from the chamber, her mind was whirling. Had she done enough? Would the Council see the potential in humanity that she knew existed? Hours passed as she waited, each minute feeling like an eternity. Finally, the doors reopened and she was called back inside. The atmosphere in the chamber was electric with anticipation. Vorkex stood, his voice resonating through the room. After careful consideration, the Galactic Council has reached a decision. Earth's petition for membership in the Galactic Confederation is accepted on a probationary basis. Samantha's heart leaped with joy, but Vorkex wasn't finished. However, there are conditions. Earth must demonstrate its readiness to join our community of worlds. Ambassador Chen, you'll remain here on Zar Caloria for one standard galactic year. During this time, you will learn our ways, our technologies, and our philosophies. You will be our window into humanity, and humanity's window into the greater galaxy. Vorkex's gaze softened slightly. It is a great responsibility, but based on what we have seen today, we believe you are equal to the task. Do you accept these terms, Ambassador? Samantha stood tall, her voice clear and confident. On behalf of Earth and all humanity, I accept. We are ready to take our first steps into a larger universe. As the council session concluded, Samantha felt a mix of excitement and trepidation. She had succeeded in opening the door for Earth, but now the real work would begin. The next year would be crucial in shaping humanity's future among the stars. Little did she know that her greatest challenges and her greatest adventures were yet to come. The Cosmic Crucible. As the alien sun rose over the crystalline spires of Zar Caloria, Samantha Chen stood on the balcony of her quarters, marveling at the sight. It had been a week since Earth's probationary acceptance into the Galactic Confederation, and each day brought new wonders and challenges. Ambassador Chen, a melodious voice called from inside. Your presence is requested in the Hold of Luminaries. Samantha turned to see Asilvox, her assigned alien guide. The being's iridescent skin shimmered in the morning light, its 4 eyes blinking in sequence. Thank you, Asilvox, Samantha replied, straightening her specially designed envirosuit. What's on the agenda today? Asilvox's mouth tendrils quivered in what Samantha had learned was their equivalent of a smile. Today you begin your true immersion into Confederation society. The cosmic crucible awaits. Samantha's heart raced. She had heard whispers of the cosmic crucible, a rite of passage for new species joining the Confederation. As they made their way through the bustling alien metropolis, she couldn't help but feel a mix of excitement and trepidation. The Hold of Luminaries was a massive structure that seemed to defy physics, its twisting architecture flowing like liquid metal frozen in time. Inside, representatives from 100 different species mingled, their diverse forms and colors creating a living tapestry of galactic life. High Chancellor Vorkex stood at the center of the hall, his imposing figure drawing all eyes. Ambassador Chen, he intoned, his voice carrying easily through the vast space. Are you prepared to undergo the cosmic crucible? Samantha stepped forward, her voice steady despite her nerves. I am, High Chancellor. For Earth and for humanity, I accept this challenge. A ripple of excited murmurs swept through the assembled aliens. Vorkex nodded solemnly and gestured towards a shimmering portal that had appeared behind him. Then step forward, Ambassador of Earth, and face the trials that will determine your species' worthiness. Taking a deep breath, Samantha walked towards the portal. As she passed through, she felt a tingling sensation wash over her body. In an instant, she found herself in a completely different environment. Gone was the grand hall and its alien occupants. Instead, Samantha stood on a barren, rocky plain under a sky filled with unfamiliar constellations. The air was thin, and twin moons hung low on the horizon. A holographic figure materialized before her, a being of pure energy, its form constantly shifting and pulsing. Welcome, Samantha Chen of Earth, to the first trial of the cosmic crucible. I am the Keeper of Challenges. Are you ready to begin? Samantha nodded, her determination evident in her stance. I am ready. The Keeper's form flickered. Your first trial is one of adaptation. As a species new to the galactic stage, you must prove your ability to survive and thrive in environments far different from your home world. Suddenly, the landscape around Samantha began to change. The rocky plain gave way to a dense, alien jungle. Strange, bioluminescent plants towered overhead, while unseen creatures chittered and called in the undergrowth. Your task, the Keeper continued, is to reach the Temple of Adaptation, located at the heart of this jungle. You have one planetary rotation to do so. Use your wits, your skills, and the resources around you. But be warned, not everything in this jungle is as it seems. With that, the Keeper vanished, leaving Samantha alone in the alien wilderness. She took a moment to assess her surroundings, her scientific mind already cataloging the strange flora and fauna. Okay, Samantha, she muttered to herself. You've trained for this. Well, not exactly this, but close enough. As she began to make her way through the dense foliage, Samantha quickly realized that this was no ordinary jungle. The plants seemed to react to her presence, some shrinking away, while others reached out with curious tendrils. She had to constantly be on guard, using her knowledge of Earth's ecosystems to make educated guesses about which plants might be harmful and which might be helpful. Hours passed as Samantha trekked deeper into the jungle. She encountered obstacles that tested both her physical endurance and her problem-solving skills. A river of what appeared to be liquid mercury blocked her path, forcing her to construct a makeshift raft from the buoyant leaves of a giant fern-like plant. Carnivorous vines tried to ensnare her, but she used her understanding of plant biology to find a pheromone-producing flower that repelled them. As the alien sun began to set, casting an eerie purple glow through the canopy, Samantha finally glimpsed her goal. The Temple of Adaptation rose before her, its ancient stone walls covered in bioluminescent moss that pulsed with an otherworldly rhythm. But one final challenge stood in her way. A massive creature, part plant and part animal, guarded the temple entrance. Its body was a twisting mass of vines and bark, with eyes like glowing sap and claws made of thorns. Samantha's mind raced, searching for a solution. Then she remembered something from her briefings on Confederation philosophy: the importance of symbiosis and mutual understanding between different life forms. Taking a deep breath, she approached the creature slowly, her hands raised in a non-threatening gesture. "I mean you no harm," she said, her voice calm and clear. "I seek passage to the temple to prove humanity's worth to the galaxy." The creature tilted its head, regarding her with curiosity. Samantha continued, "On my world, we're learning the importance of living in harmony with nature. I believe that's a lesson your people have long mastered. Please, let me show you that humans can adapt, that we can learn to coexist with beings different from ourselves." For a tense moment, the Guardian remained still. Then, slowly, it began to shift its massive form, creating a path to the temple entrance. As Samantha passed, she felt a gentle brush of leaves against her arm, a gesture of acknowledgement, perhaps even respect. Inside the temple, the Keeper of Challenges awaited. Its energy form pulsed with what seemed like approval. "Well done, Samantha Chen of Earth. You have passed the trial of adaptation. You have shown resourcefulness, courage, and most importantly, the ability to communicate and find common ground with life forms vastly different from your own." Samantha felt a wave of relief and pride wash over her. "Thank you," she said. "This experience has taught me so much about the diversity of life in the universe and the importance of understanding and respecting that diversity." The Keeper's form shimmered. "Remember this lesson well, for it is the foundation of the Galactic Confederation. But do not celebrate too soon. This was but the first of 3 trials. Are you prepared to face the next challenge?" Samantha stood tall, her resolve strengthened by her success. "I am. For Earth, for humanity, and for our future among the stars, I'm ready for whatever comes next." The Keeper's energy swirled, and the temple around them began to fade. Then let the second trial begin. Prepare yourself, Ambassador of Earth, for the trial of knowledge awaits. In a flash of light, Samantha found herself transported once again. This time, she stood in what appeared to be a vast library, but unlike anything she had ever seen on Earth. Holographic displays floated in the air, showing star charts, alien alphabets, and complex mathematical equations. Bookshelves that seemed to stretch into infinity were filled with data crystals rather than paper books. The Keeper materialized beside her. "Welcome to the Cosmic Archives, repository of all knowledge in the known universe. Your trial here is twofold: to demonstrate humanity's intellectual capacity and to prove your species' willingness to learn and grow." Samantha's eyes widened as she took in the enormity of the knowledge surrounding her. This was a scientist's dream come true: access to the accumulated wisdom of countless civilizations. "Your task," the Keeper continued, "is to solve a series of interdisciplinary challenges using the information available here. But be warned, the true test lies not in finding the correct answers, but in how you approach the questions." With that, the Keeper vanished once more, leaving Samantha alone in the vast archive. Holographic interfaces sprang to life around her, each presenting a different problem to solve. The first challenge involved deciphering an ancient alien language to prevent a supernova from destroying a populated solar system. Samantha dove into the task, her mind working overtime as she cross-referenced linguistic patterns and astronomical data. As she worked, she realized that the solution required more than just raw intelligence. It needed creativity and intuition. The alien language was based on gravitational waves, and the key to preventing the supernova lay in using the language itself to create a stabilizing field around the dying star. The next challenge tested her understanding of xenobiology and ethics. She was presented with a scenario where a plague was ravaging an alien world, and she had to find a cure using the vast biological database of the archives. However, the solution required making a difficult choice: save the majority of the population quickly with potential long-term side effects, or take longer to develop a perfect cure at the cost of more immediate lives. Samantha wrestled with the decision, drawing upon humanity's own history of medical ethics and weighing the various factors. In the end, she chose a middle path, proposing a two-stage solution that would save the most lives immediately while working towards a complete cure. The final challenge of the trial of knowledge was the most daunting. Samantha was tasked with presenting an argument for why humanity deserved a place in the Galactic Confederation, using evidence from the cosmic archives to support her case. As she delved into the histories of other species, Samantha began to see patterns emerge. Many civilizations had faced challenges similar to humanity's: environmental crises, social upheavals, technological growing pains. What set the successful species apart was their ability to learn from their mistakes and to continuously strive for betterment. With this insight, Samantha crafted her argument. She highlighted humanity's resilience, our capacity for innovation, and our potential for growth. But she also acknowledged our flaws and the work we still needed to do. Humanity's strength, she concluded, addressing the keeper who had reappeared to hear her presentation, lies not in perfection, but in our endless drive to improve. We have made mistakes, yes, but we learn from them. We face challenges, but we adapt and overcome. Our diversity, which has sometimes been a source of conflict, is also our greatest asset, a wellspring of creativity and new perspectives. The keeper's energy form pulsed thoughtfully. You have demonstrated not only intelligence, Ambassador Chen, but wisdom. You have shown that humanity possesses the intellectual capacity to contribute to the Confederation, as well as the humility to recognize that you still have much to learn. This combination is rare and valuable. Samantha felt a surge of pride, not just for herself, but for all of humanity. "Thank you," she said. "This trial has shown me just how much knowledge is out there in the universe. I'm more excited than ever for humanity to be a part of this grand exchange of ideas." The keeper's form began to shift and expand. "You have passed the trial of knowledge, Samantha Chen of Earth, but your greatest challenge yet awaits. Steel yourself, for the final trial will test not just your mind or your adaptability, but the very essence of what it means to be human." As the cosmic archives faded around her, Samantha braced herself for what was to come. She'd have faced the unknown and emerged stronger. Whatever this final trial might be, she was determined to face it head-on, for the sake of Earth and all humanity. The universe shimmered and warped around Samantha, and she found herself in a place beyond description. It was as if she stood at the heart of creation itself, surrounded by swirling galaxies and the birth of stars. The keeper's voice echoed from everywhere and nowhere. "Welcome, Samantha Chen of Earth, to the trial of essence. Here, at the nexus of all realities, you will face your final and most crucial test." Samantha's voice was barely a whisper, awed by the cosmic spectacle around her. "What must I do?" "In this trial," the keeper explained, "you must confront the very core of your being, the essence of what makes you human. You will face your greatest fears, your deepest desires, and the collective consciousness of your entire species. Are you prepared?" Samantha took a deep breath, centering herself. "I am." Suddenly, she was no longer alone. Shadowy figures began to materialize around her, human figures. She recognized historical figures, scientists, artists, leaders both good and bad, and among them, faces she knew personally: her parents, friends, colleagues. "These are the echoes of humanity," the keeper's voice resonated. the amalgamation of all human experiences, thoughts, and emotions. To pass this trial, you must navigate the collective human psyche and emerge with a truth that defines your species. The figures began to speak, their voices overlapping in a cacophony of human experience. Samantha heard tales of great triumphs and terrible atrocities, of love and hate, of fear and courage. The weight of human history pressed down upon her, threatening to overwhelm her senses. But as she listened, really listened, Samantha began to discern patterns in the chaos. She heard the recurring themes of human existence, the quest for knowledge, the desire for connection, the struggle between self-interest and altruism. She stepped forward, moving through the crowd of shadows. Each step brought new revelations, new understanding of the human condition. She felt the exhilaration of scientific discovery, the passion of artistic creation, the warmth of compassion, and the cold sting of cruelty. As she neared the center of the swirling human consciousness, Samantha realized what she had to do. She opened herself fully to the experience, allowing the entirety of human existence to flow through her. Joy and sorrow, love and hate, hope and despair, she embraced it all. In that moment of complete openness, Samantha understood. She saw humanity not as a fixed entity, but as a continual process of becoming. Our greatest strength was not any single quality, but our capacity for change, for growth, for transcendence. "I understand now," Samantha said, her voice ringing out clearly among the fading echoes of humanity. "The essence of humanity is potential. We are defined not by what we are, but by what we can become. Our greatest achievements and our worst atrocities are born from this same wellspring of possibility." The cosmic scenery around her began to stabilize, and the keeper's form appeared before her. "Explain," it commanded. Samantha's eyes shone with the light of revelation. Humanity is a paradox. We are capable of both tremendous good and horrific evil. We create and destroy, love and hate, explore and fear. But underlying all of this is our ability to change, to learn, to grow beyond what we are. She gestured to the fading human shadows around her. "Our history is filled with darkness, yes, but also with light, and more importantly, with movement from one to the other. We have overcome our worst instincts time and time again, not through some inherent goodness, but through our capacity for change. And how does this make humanity worthy of joining the Galactic Confederation?" the keeper asked. Samantha smiled. "Because we bring possibility. We bring the potential for new ideas, new perspectives, new ways of approaching the universe. We are not a finished product, but a work in progress. And in that progress, in that constant striving to be better than we are, lies our true value." The keeper was silent for a long moment. Then its energy form began to pulse with a warm light. "You have passed the trial of essence, Samantha Chen of Earth. You have looked into the heart of humanity and emerged with a truth both profound and hopeful." The cosmic scenery began to fade, and Samantha felt herself being drawn back to physical reality. The keeper's voice followed her. "Remember this truth, Ambassador. It will serve you well in the challenges to come." In a flash of light, Samantha found herself back in the Hall of Luminaries on Zar Caloria. The assembled alien representatives looked at her with new respect and even awe. High Chancellor Vorkex stepped forward. "Ambassador Chen," he said, his voice filled with warmth, "you have completed the cosmic crucible, a feat few have accomplished. You have proven not only your own worth, but the potential of all humanity. The Galactic Confederation welcomes Earth with open arms." As the hall erupted in alien cheers and congratulations, Samantha felt a profound sense of accomplishment and hope. She had opened the door for humanity's future among the stars, but she also knew that this was just the beginning. The real work of realizing humanity's potential, of proving ourselves worthy of our place in the cosmos, was still to come. But for the first time, Samantha truly believed that we were ready for the challenge. As she looked out at the sea of alien faces, now friendly and welcoming, Samantha Chen, Ambassador of Earth, smiled. The future was bright. "We can create a framework," she concluded, That offers aid where it's most needed and wanted, while establishing safeguards against cultural imperialism. It's not a perfect solution, but it's a starting point from which we can learn and adapt. The chamber buzzed with discussion. Even Graxtor nodded grudgingly, acknowledging the merit of the idea. High Chancellor Vorkex's eyes gleamed with approval. Once again, Ambassador Chen, you demonstrate the unique perspective that humanity brings to our Confederation. Let us put this proposal to a vote. The measure passed, and Samantha felt a surge of pride. It was a small step, but an important one in establishing Earth's role in the galactic community. However, not everyone was pleased with humanity's rising influence. As Samantha left the chamber, she felt a cold, alien hand grasp her arm. She turned to find herself face to face with Zix Krell, the mysterious envoy from the shadowy Obsidian Conclave. You play a dangerous game, human, Zix Krell whispered, its voice like grinding stones. Not all change is welcome in this galaxy. There are those who prefer the old ways, the predictable ways. Tread carefully. Before Samantha could respond, Zix Krell melted away into the crowd, leaving her with a sense of unease. She had known there would be resistance to Earth's inclusion in the Confederation, but this felt like something more, a threat lurking in the shadows of the gleaming galactic civilization. That night, as Samantha gazed out at the alien cityscape from her quarters, she received an unexpected visitor. Xylovox, her original guide, slipped into the room, looking uncharacteristically nervous. Ambassador Chen, Xylovox said, voice lowered, I apologize for the intrusion, but there's something you need to know. Something that wasn't part of your official briefing. Samantha's pulse quickened. What is it, Xylovox? The alien's 4 eyes blinked rapidly. The cosmic crucible you faced, it wasn't just a test. It was a key, unlocking something dormant within you. Something the founders of the Confederation placed within the human genome eons ago. Samantha's mind reeled. What? What are you talking about? Xylovox moved closer, lowering their voice further. The founders foresaw a time of great crisis for the galaxy. They seeded potential throughout many worlds, but in humanity, they saw particular promise. The Crucible was designed to activate that potential in the right individual at the right time. But why me? Why now? Samantha asked, struggling to process this revelation. Because the crisis they foresaw is upon us, Xylovox replied grimly. The Obsidian Conclave is not merely a political faction. They are the vanguard of an ancient enemy, one that threatens not just the Confederation, but all life in the galaxy. Samantha sank into a chair, her head spinning. So what does this mean? What am I supposed to do? Xylovox's mouth tendrils quivered with emotion. You, Samantha Chen, are more than just Earth's ambassador now. You are the key to unlocking humanity's true potential, and perhaps the galaxy's only hope against the coming darkness. As the weight of this new responsibility settled on her shoulders, Samantha gazed out at the star-filled sky. She had come to Zar Caloria to prove humanity's worth to the galaxy. Now it seemed she would have to save that galaxy from a threat beyond imagining. The real challenge, she realized, was just beginning. The quantum nexus. The revelation from Xylovox left Samantha reeling, but she had little time to process it. The next morning, alarms blared throughout Zar Caloria, the haunting alien tones sending shivers down her spine. Holographic displays flickered to life, showing a massive anomaly at the edge of Confederation space. By the cosmic core, Xylovox gasped, their 4 eyes wide with fear. It's beginning. Samantha raced to the Grand Assembly, her mind whirling with questions. As she entered, she was struck by the palpable tension in the air. Representatives from across the galaxy huddled in worried groups, their usual diplomatic facades cracking under the weight of impending crisis. High Chancellor Vorkex stood at the center, his normally commanding presence diminished by concern. Esteemed colleagues, he began, his voice grave. We face an unprecedented threat. The Void Heralds, ancient enemies of life itself, have breached the quantum barrier that has kept them at bay for eons. Gasps and cries of dismay echoed through the chamber. Samantha's heart raced as she realized this must be the crisis Silvox had warned her about. The Obsidian Conclave, Vortex continued, has revealed itself as agents of the void. They have activated hidden quantum beacons across our space, creating a bridge for their masters to cross into our reality. As murmurs of fear and anger spread through the assembly, Samantha felt a strange sensation building within her. It was as if the knowledge unlocked by the cosmic crucible was awakening, filling her mind with insights she couldn't yet comprehend. She stepped forward, drawn by an instinct she didn't fully understand. "High Chancellor," she called out, her voice surprisingly steady. "I believe I may have information that could help us." All eyes turned to her, a mix of hope and skepticism on alien faces. Vortex nodded, gesturing for her to continue. Taking a deep breath, Samantha began to speak, letting the awakened knowledge flow through her. The founders of the Confederation didn't just create this alliance of worlds. They seeded a failsafe throughout the galaxy, hidden within the genomes of various species. Humanity, it seems, was a key part of that failsafe. She went on to explain what Silvox had told her, and how the cosmic crucible had activated something within her. As she spoke, holographic displays around her came to life, showing complex quantum equations and interdimensional models that she somehow understood. The Void Heralds exist in a state of quantum superposition, Samantha explained, the words coming from a place of knowledge she hadn't known she possessed. They are both here and not here, making them nearly impossible to fight conventionally. But the founders left us a weapon, the ability to manipulate quantum reality itself. The chamber erupted in a mix of awe and disbelief. Graxtor's voice cut through the chaos. "And we're supposed to believe that you, a primitive human, hold the key to this power." Samantha met his gaze steadily. "I don't fully understand it myself, Representative Graxtor, but I know that this is bigger than me, bigger than humanity. This is about the survival of all life in the galaxy." High Chancellor Vortex raised his hands for silence. "What do you propose, Ambassador Chen?" Samantha took a deep breath, the plan forming in her mind as she spoke. "We need to create a quantum nexus, a network of minds linked across the galaxy. The founders didn't place all the knowledge in one species. We need representatives from every world to come together, to merge our quantum consciousness and unlock the full power of the failsafe." She turned, addressing the entire assembly. "Each of you holds a piece of the puzzle. Together, we can create a weapon capable of collapsing the Void Herald's quantum state, forcing them back beyond the barrier." The chamber buzzed with excited and fearful whispers. What Samantha proposed was unprecedented, a melding of minds on a galactic scale. The risks were enormous, but so were the stakes. Vortex's eyes gleamed with a mix of hope and trepidation. "It is a bold plan, Ambassador, but how can we be sure it will work?" Samantha squared her shoulders. "We can't be sure, but I believe this is why humanity was brought into the Confederation now. Our adaptability, our drive to overcome challenges, these are the qualities needed to face this threat. We don't have the advanced technology of other worlds, but we have an unparalleled ability to unite in the face of adversity." She looked around the chamber, meeting the eyes and sensory organs of countless alien species. "I'm asking you to take a leap of faith, to trust not just in me, but in the wisdom of the founders and in our collective ability to face this threat together." A tense silence fell over the assembly. Then, slowly, representatives began to step forward. Silvox was first, that avian features set with determination. The Cygnus Collective stands with Earth. Others followed, the crystalline Quartz Synod, the gaseous Nebula Collective, even the reptilian Graxtor, grudgingly pledging the support of the Draconis cluster. As species after species joined the cause, Samantha felt a swell of emotion. This was humanity's greatest strength made manifest on a galactic scale, the ability to unite diverse peoples against a common threat. High Chancellor Vortex nodded sullenly. Then it is decided. We will create the quantum nexus. Ambassador Chen, as the catalyst for this plan, you will lead us. The fate of the galaxy rests in our united hands. As the assembly dispersed to prepare for the monumental task ahead, Samantha felt the weight of responsibility settle on her shoulders. She had come to Zar Caloria to prove humanity's worth. Now, she would have to prove the worth of all life in the face of cosmic annihilation. The quantum nexus chamber was a marvel of galactic engineering, a vast spherical room at the heart of Zar Caloria. Thousands of alien representatives stood on platforms arranged in concentric circles, each connected to a central dais by shimmering threads of energy. Samantha took her place at the center, her heart pounding. The knowledge awakened by the cosmic crucible guided her actions as she began the activation sequence. Representatives of the galaxy, she called out, her voice echoing through the chamber. Open your minds. Let your consciousness expand. We are about to attempt something never before done in the history of the Confederation. As she spoke, the energy threads began to pulse with light. Samantha felt a tingling sensation spreading through her body, her mind expanding beyond the confines of her physical form. Suddenly, she wasn't just Samantha Chen anymore. She was a collective consciousness, a fusion of countless alien minds. Thoughts, memories, and emotions from a million worlds flooded through her. Through this vast network of minds, she could sense the void heralds approaching. They were wrong, an impossibility of physics and nature, their very existence an affront to the laws of the universe. With her expanded consciousness, Samantha began to weave the quantum weapon the Founders had hidden within the collective knowledge of the galaxy. It was like composing a symphony of reality itself, each species contributing a crucial note to the cosmic melody. As the weapon took shape, the void heralds struck. Across the galaxy, worlds went dark as the entities of unreality began to consume all in their path. Through the nexus, Samantha felt the terror and pain of countless beings. But she also felt hope, determination, the unbreakable will to survive that united all living things. With a final surge of collective will, Samantha unleashed the quantum weapon. Reality itself seemed to shudder as waves of energy pulsed out from Zar Caloria, rippling across the galaxy. The void heralds screamed, a sound that existed not in air, but in the fabric of space-time itself. Their quantum superposition collapsed, forcing them back beyond the barrier between realities. As the threat proceeded, Samantha felt the quantum nexus begin to dissolve. Individual consciousnesses separated, returning to their own bodies. But something remained, a lingering connection, a sense of unity that transcended species and worlds. Samantha opened her eyes to find the chamber in chaos. Alien representatives were cheering, crying, embracing one another with appendages of all shapes and sizes. They had faced the ultimate threat together and emerged victorious. High Chancellor Vortex approached her, his eyes shining with a mix of awe and gratitude. Ambassador Chen, he said, his voice thick with emotion. You have done more than prove humanity's worth. You have ushered in a new era for the entire galaxy. As the realization of what they had accomplished sank in, Samantha felt a swell of pride, not just for herself or for humanity, but for all the species that had come together in their darkest hour. The quantum nexus had been more than a weapon. It was a glimpse of what was possible when the beings of the galaxy truly united. And as Samantha looked out at the sea of alien faces, now bonded by their shared experience, she knew that this was just the beginning of a grand new chapter in galactic history. The cosmic renaissance. In the aftermath of the Void Herald's defeat, the galaxy entered a period of unprecedented change and growth. The lingering effects of the quantum nexus had fundamentally altered the fabric of galactic society, ushering in what many were calling the cosmic renaissance. Samantha Chen, no longer just Earth's ambassador, but now revered as the Nexus Prime, found herself at the center of this transformation. Her unique role as the catalyst for galactic unity had made her a symbol of hope and progress across countless worlds. One fateful day, as the twin suns of Zar Caloria rose, casting their ethereal light across the crystalline spires of the capital, Samantha received an urgent summons from the newly formed galactic Concord, the evolved form of the old Confederation. As she entered the vast chamber of the Concord, she was struck by the changes. Gone were the old divisions and hierarchies. Representatives from every corner of the galaxy sat together in a spiraling arrangement that seemed to defy Euclidean geometry, a physical manifestation of their new interconnectedness. High Chancellor Vorkex, now bearing the title of Harmony Keeper, greeted her with a warm smile. "Nexus Prime," he said, his voice carrying a new resonance that seemed to echo with the collective consciousness of the galaxy. "We face a new challenge, one that will test the limits of our newfound unity." Samantha felt a familiar tingle at the base of her skull, the awakened knowledge from the cosmic crucible stirring. "What is it, Harmony Keeper?" Vorkex gestured, and a holographic display sprang to life in the center of the chamber. It showed a massive structure floating in the void between galaxies, a construct of impossible scale and complexity. "We call it the Omega Artifact," Vorkex explained. "It appeared in the wake of the Void Herald's defeat. Our best minds believe it to be a creation of the founders themselves, activated by our use of the quantum nexus." Samantha studied the artifact, feeling a strange resonance with it. "What is its purpose?" Zilvax, the avian representative, trilled excitedly. "That's just it, Nexus Prime. We believe it's a gateway, a bridge to other galaxies, perhaps even other dimensions." The chamber buzzed with excitement and apprehension. The implications were staggering. If the Omega Artifact truly was a gateway to other galaxies, it would revolutionize their understanding of the cosmos and open up possibilities beyond imagination. Grax Tor, the reptilian delegate who had once been skeptical of Samantha, now spoke with grudging respect. "The artifact's appearance has caused quite a stir. Some see it as the next step in our evolution. Others fear it could bring new threats to our galaxy." Samantha nodded, understanding the weight of the situation. "And where do you stand, Representative Grax Tor?" The reptilian scales shimmered as he considered. "I stand with the Concord Nexus Prime. Our unity in the face of the Void Heralds has shown me the strength we possess together. Whatever lies beyond that gateway, we should face it as one." A wave of agreement rippled through the chamber. Samantha felt a swell of pride at how far they had come. Vorkex raised his hands for silence. "The Concord has reached a consensus. We will send an expedition to the Omega Artifact. But this will be no ordinary mission. We propose a true collaboration of all our peoples, a ship crewed by representatives from every world in the Concord, led by you, Nexus Prime." Samantha's heart raced at the prospect. This was more than just an exploration mission. It was a chance to prove that the unity forged in crisis could lead to greatness in peace. "I accept," she said, her voice firm with resolve. "But I have one condition. I want to bring a team from Earth. It's time for humanity to take its place as full partners in this grand adventure." The chamber erupted in cheers of approval. Plans were quickly set in motion. The greatest shipwrights from across the galaxy came together to create a vessel worthy of this historic mission. They called it the Astrea, Voyager of Hope. As the day of launch approached, Samantha stood in the Astrea's observation deck, looking out at the glittering expanse of Zar Caloria's spaceport. The ship was a marvel, a blend of technologies and designs from 100 worlds. Its very structure was a testament to what could be achieved through cooperation. Her team from Earth, a diverse group of scientists, diplomats, and explorers, worked seamlessly alongside their alien counterparts, the lingering connection from the quantum nexus bridging gaps in language and culture. As final preparations were made, Samantha felt a presence behind her. She turned to see Asael Vox, her old guide, now serving as the ship's xenobiologist. "It's quite a view, isn't it?" Asael Vox said, their 4 eyes blinking in sequence. "I never imagined I'd see the day when all the peoples of the galaxy work together like this." Samantha smiled. "Neither did I. But that's the beauty of it, isn't it? We're charting a course for the unknown, not just in space, but in how we relate to one another. A chime sounded throughout the ship, the signal for final boarding. As crew members rushed to their stations, Samantha took one last look at the world that had become her second home. Nexus Prime, Vorkex's voice came over the comm. The Concorde wishes you clear skies and safe passage. May this journey open new horizons for all our peoples. Samantha took her place on the bridge, surrounded by the most diverse crew ever assembled. Beings of all shapes, sizes, and compositions worked in harmony, each contributing their unique strengths to the mission. All systems ready, reported Zar of X, the ship's quantum navigator. Her crystalline form sparkled as she interfaced directly with the ship's systems. Samantha took a deep breath, feeling the weight of history on her shoulders. Then let's make history. Astraea, engage. The ship lifted off smoothly, its advanced propulsion systems barely registering a tremor. As they broke free of Zar Caloria's atmosphere, the vast expanse of space opened up before them. The Omega artifact waited in the distance, a promise of new discoveries and challenges to come. As the Astraea accelerated towards its destiny, Samantha felt a sense of excitement and purpose unlike anything she had ever experienced. This was more than just an exploration mission. It was the beginning of a new chapter for the galaxy, a future where the boundaries between species and worlds faded away in the face of shared wonder and discovery. The cosmic renaissance was truly underway, and humanity, once a newcomer to the galactic stage, was now at the forefront of this grand adventure. Whatever lay beyond the Omega artifact, Samantha knew that they would face it together, united in their diversity, stronger for their differences. As the stars streaked by, Samantha Chen, Nexus Prime and leader of the most ambitious expedition in galactic history, allowed herself a moment of reflection. From a simple scientist on Earth to the catalyst for galactic unity, her journey had been extraordinary, but she knew that the greatest adventures still lay ahead. With a galaxy united behind them and the infinite possibilities of the cosmos before them, Samantha and her crew set course for the unknown, ready to write the next chapter in the grand story of life in the universe. The Astraea vanished into the depths of space, carrying with it the hopes and dreams of countless worlds. The cosmic renaissance had begun, and the universe would never be the same.